Autism. Breaking the silence. The prominence of bullying of autistic individuals. Bullying. Noun. The American Psychological Association, APA, defines bullying as persistent threatening and aggressive physical behavior or verbal abuse directed toward other people, especially those who are younger, smaller, weaker, or in some other situation of relative disadvantage. Cyberbullying is a verbally threatening or harassing behavior conducted through electronic technology such as cell phones, email, social media, or text messaging. Bullying. A hidden epidemic. Understanding dynamics and impact. Bullying involves aggressive behavior that intentionally causes injury or discomfort to another person, often repeatedly. This harmful dynamic thrives on a power imbalance, with the victim typically unable to halt the actions taken against them. Bullies assert control and inflict intentional harm through various means, such as personal insults, public shaming, threats of violence, and unwanted contact, leaving victims feeling oppressed and humiliated. Bullying transcends age, gender, and background, with significant impacts on victims' well-being. In a 2019 survey by the National Center for Educational Studies, nearly 5 million students aged 12 to 18 reported experiencing bullying, including verbal taunts, physical aggression, and cyberbullying via emails, texts, and social media. Disturbingly, bullying persists into adulthood, affecting nearly 1 in 3 adult Americans. Adult victims endure various forms of bullying, including authoritative abuse, verbal attacks, passive-aggressive behavior, cyberbullying, and even physical and sexual assault. Alarmingly, 43% perceive adult bullying as increasingly acceptable behavior. Bullying. For primary types. At a glance. Bullying. An alarming trend. At a glance. Bullying. The silent struggle. Sobering statistics and facts. Current sobering statistics highlight the pressing need to tackle bullying at all stages of life and recognize its detrimental impact on individuals and society as a whole. However, amidst this discourse, one demographic often overlooked is autistic individuals. Autistics often struggle to navigate negative social interactions, making it challenging to recognize and process teasing while also working to understand unkind behavior, despite their desire for social connection. According to a joint study by the Kennedy Krieger Institute in Baltimore and Johns Hopkins University, 63% of autistic children and adolescents report being bullied, a significantly higher rate compared to about 20% of children without disabilities. Despite their physical resemblance to neurotypical peers, bullying presents unique challenges for autistic individuals. Bullies frequently perceive autistic individuals as socially inconsequential and often target their differences or vulnerabilities. For instance, many autistic individuals display an innocent or passive demeanor, which may not deter bullies, and difficulties interpreting intentions may lead them to perceive bullying as harmless humor. Autistic adolescents commonly experience various forms of bullying, including physical, verbal, and cyberbullying. Physical bullying involves using force or objects to cause harm or instill fear, extending to property damage or theft. Verbal threats and emotional abuse are equally prevalent, employing words to intimidate or inflict emotional distress. Adult bullying is also widespread, with estimates suggesting that between 37% and 45% of Americans have experienced some form of bullying. Adult bullying, like its adolescent counterpart, is intentional and repetitive and serves to assert power over the victim. Verbal bullying, in particular, is pervasive, using hurtful language such as name-calling, threatening, insulting, ignoring, or spreading rumors. It can occur in various settings, including the home, workplace, or group settings, perpetuating distress and undermining the well-being of its victims. Autistic adults, in particular, are vulnerable to this form of mistreatment. As an ally, it is crucial to recognize and address bullying at all stages of life, including its impact on autistic individuals' well-being and social integration. Bullying in the workplace. An alarming trend. According to a 2021 Workplace Bullying Institute's U.S. Workplace Bullying Survey of adult Americans, 79.3 million U.S. workers are affected by workplace bullying, with 48.6 million experiencing direct harassment and 30.6 million witnessing bullying behavior. Notably, 66% of workers are aware that workplace bullying exists, even if they are not victims or witnesses. Importantly, the research found that in witnesses of workplace bullying, emotional injuries were similar in severity to those suffered from bullying directly, due to the trauma of witnessing a colleague being humiliated and intimidated. Bullying in the workplace. Methods. Workplace bullying can take many forms, both privately and publicly, in and out of the workplace and beyond working hours. Common methods include angry remarks. Angry remarks include constant negativity, and when such criticism can chip away at an employee's morale. Cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is the use of technology to bully someone, such as through email, text messages, or social media. Workplace cyberbullying also occurs during virtual meetings or private communication channels. Gossiping. Gossiping entails spreading rumors or negativity about a coworker. Harassment. Harassment includes unwanted sexual advances, offensive jokes, or other behavior that creates a hostile work environment. Humiliation. Humiliation occurs when the bully publicly criticizes or belittles an employee. Physical violence. Physical violence includes hitting, shoving, or other forms of physical aggression and extends to property damage or theft. Pranks. While seemingly harmless, pranks can be humiliating and contribute to a hostile work environment. Resource withholding. Resource withholding occurs when the bully deliberately denies someone access to information or tools they need to do their job. Undermining work performance. Undermining work performance involves sabotaging someone's work, setting them up for failure, or taking credit for their achievements. Unwanted sexual attention. Unwanted sexual attention includes physical or verbal advances of a sexual nature. And verbal abuse. Verbal abuse includes yelling, insults, threats, and other forms of aggressive communication. Cyberbullying in the workplace. Increasing victim reach. Cyberbullying is also an issue, as victims report being harassed and bullied both outside the workplace and beyond working hours. Recently reported cyberbullying in the United States included 6% reported bullying through group communication, and 35% reported bullying in group virtual meetings. 17.7% reported being humiliated, 3.1% experienced threats of physical violence, and 3% reported bullying through private communication. 5.7% received unwanted sexual attention, and 20.6% of victims reported sexual harassment. Additionally, 25.5% of victims have specifically reported verbal abuse, and 15% reported bullying in virtual meetings. Bullying in the workplace. Impact and consequences. Workplace bullying is a serious problem and the second leading cause of workplace stress. It results in a 23% resignation rate among victims, which has risen by 12% since 2010. The consequences of workplace bullying are extensive, negatively affecting both the individuals involved and the organization as a whole. Victims often experience decreased productivity, while organizations face higher costs and a damaged reputation. Bullying. Addressing the impact. The importance of tailored interventions and inclusive environments. Recognizing the significant pain caused by bullying in all its forms is essential, with verbal abuse like teasing and taunting being just as harmful as physical aggression. A 2019 report from the Centers for Disease Control, CDC, underscores the risks faced by students who experience bullying, including depression, anxiety, sleep disturbances, academic struggles, and even dropping out of school. Additionally, bullied students often suffer negative impacts on their self-esteem, relationships, school performance, and physical health, with these effects particularly pronounced among autistic individuals, who may already grapple with feelings of isolation and low self-esteem. Adult victims of bullying also endure a range of negative consequences, including anger, shame, anxiety, depression, and physical symptoms like sleep disturbances, headaches, stomach aches, and eating disorders. For autistic individuals, bullying can worsen feelings of social isolation, anxiety, and depression, hindering both their academic and emotional well-being. Importantly, the effects of bullying on autistics can extend beyond immediate psychological impacts, affecting their long-term self-esteem and social development. Given these challenges, addressing bullying and social difficulties is crucial for supporting the well-being and growth of autistic individuals. Effective interventions tailored to their unique needs are essential for creating supportive environments where everyone feels valued and respected. By understanding the specific challenges autistic individuals face and fostering awareness and empathy, communities can work together to create safe and inclusive environments that support the well-being of all individuals, regardless of their neurodiversity. Bullying. Signs and effects. At a glance. Bullying. Supporting autistic individuals. Prevention and intervention strategies. Preventing and addressing bullying requires a comprehensive approach that supports both students and adults, with a focus on the unique vulnerabilities of autistic individuals. Understanding the impact of bullying on autistic individuals is crucial for providing practical support and intervention. By proactively addressing bullying and social challenges, communities can create safe and nurturing environments where autistic individuals can thrive. Collaboration among educators, mental health professionals, parents, and community members is essential for developing inclusive prevention and intervention strategies tailored to the needs of autistic individuals. Educational programs and awareness campaigns should promote empathy and understanding while inspiring and empowering autistic individuals. By teaching social skills and conflict resolution techniques, we can empower autistic individuals in social interactions, fostering a sense of confidence and independence. Clear anti-bullying policies are crucial in protecting all students, including autistic individuals. These policies should include specific provisions that address the unique vulnerabilities of autistic individuals and ensure swift responses to any bullying incidents. Bullying. Supporting autistic individuals. Effective strategies for reducing vulnerability. Critical approaches to reducing vulnerability to bullying include educating on neurodiversity, building empathy and positive social behavior, and providing social skills training. Creating a positive and inclusive school environment where bullying is less likely to occur is crucial. In cases of bullying, timely intervention is essential, involving immediate support for the victim, thorough investigations, and appropriate consequences for the perpetrators. Promoting inclusivity, diversity training, and celebrating differences are vital in workplace and community settings. Employers can implement policies to address bullying behavior, offer accommodations and support services for autistic employees, and foster cultures of respect and acceptance. Overall, preventing bullying of autistic individuals requires proactive measures that promote understanding, acceptance, and inclusion. Customizing interventions to accommodate their unique traits helps cultivate safer and more supportive communities for everyone. By fostering understanding, empathy, and proactive measures, communities can create environments where autistic individuals thrive. Bullying. Parental and caretaker advocacy. When prevention and intervention isn't enough. Occasionally, additional actions and protections are needed to address bullying of autistic individuals effectively. These measures include advocating for safety. Advocate for the individual's safety, escalating the issue up the chain of command if necessary. Consulting an attorney. Seek advice from an attorney specializing in disability rights. Contacting law enforcement. In cases where the individual feels threatened, has been physically harmed, or if a weapon is involved. Documenting incidents. Record dates, locations, people involved, and any emotional or physical injuries. Filing formal grievances. You can file formal complaints with the school, workplace, group home, or other relevant entity. Implementing policies and education. Enforce anti-discrimination policies and provide additional education on autism and bullying, including anti-bullying measures in IEP or 504 plans. Ensure the individual's IEP or 504 plan includes specific anti-bullying protections. Knowing legal rights. Be informed about the legal rights and protections for autistic individuals. Providing emotional support. Engage in active listening and offer emotional support. Seeking professional help. Provide therapy to assist with coping mechanisms and self-esteem, including counseling, group therapy, and play therapy. Seeking resolution. Implement consequences or punishments for the bully or bullies involved. Bullying. Federal and state legal protections. The importance of knowing disability rights. Currently, federal laws do not directly address bullying. However, bullying constitutes discriminatory harassment when it is based on race, national origin, color, sex, including sexual orientation and gender identity, age, disability, or religion. Federally funded schools, including colleges and universities, are required to resolve harassment on these grounds. Disability harassment is a civil rights issue. Parents and legal guardians have legal rights when their child or ward with a disability is targeted by bullying or disability harassment. Key federal laws such as Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, IDEA, and the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990, ADA, apply if the harassment denies a student with a disability an equal educational opportunity. Additional protections are provided by the Fair Housing Act, the Fair Labor Standards Act, and various state and local laws. Bullying. Empowering autistic individuals. Building social skills and resilience. Building social skills and resilience is essential for empowering autistic individuals to effectively navigate social challenges, including bullying. Social skills training helps autistic individuals interpret social cues, communicate assertively, and seek support when faced with bullying. Through targeted interventions and practice, autistics develop confidence and skills to assert boundaries and engage in positive social interactions. Resilience training develops inner strength and coping mechanisms to recover from adversity. It often includes teaching strategies to manage stress and anxiety, fostering self-esteem, practicing relaxation techniques, building self-confidence, developing problem-solving skills, and establishing supportive networks. By equipping autistic individuals with these abilities, they can better navigate social dynamics and cope with instances of bullying, ultimately enhancing their overall well-being and fostering a more inclusive society. In summary, these interventions provide practical opportunities for skill development, structured activities, and real-life scenarios. They help autistic individuals enhance their social competence, build confidence in their abilities, overcome challenges, navigate social situations more effectively, and lead fulfilling lives.